Hello, assalamu alaikum, and welcome back to Elsutra's kitchen. My latest today's video is going to be about cooking multiple recipes in 1 hour. So come and hang out with my family while I cook food that will be for lunch and also for dinner. So be with me. My husband is going to be with me in the kitchen for some time, and I will be making some dishes. So if you are new here, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, hi, thank you for always coming through. My husband is cooking lunch for the kiddos, so he's making them pasta and some plantain. And as of me, my what I began to do was to start peeling off my potatoes and start making lunch. Carrot and potatoes are done, and I'm just trying to cut them into cubes, and I'm going to put them for boiling. So the first thing I did was just to add some salt onto the potatoes and put them on the stove, but I didn't add my carrot yet because I don't want it to overcook. This is some rice I'm cooking. I'm going to be mashing it and making it into tuwo later for my baby, and for me sometimes I like eating tuwo. I have my new chef knife here. I am so happy I found this. I've been looking to get this for some time now, and I'm amazed how it is so sharp and the quality is so great. I am so happy to get this because the way I chopped the chicken with it, oh my goodness, it took me less than 2-3 minutes to finish everything. It was so sharp. I'm glad I got it. So chicken is ready. I'm just going to wash it and keep it on the side and start marinating. My potatoes has boiled for about 2 minutes now. I'm just going to be adding my carrot to steam a little bit. I don't want it to overcook because I am just putting this into the oven to make my life easier and to also broil it. So what I will do is just sprinkle some oil on it, and I'm going to be adding some mixed spices on it. So this spice mix is a homemade. I mix of most of the spices that I usually need, that I usually use on my day-to-day cooking. So I added a little bit of chili powder as well, and I'm just going to toss it into the oven and forget about it. So now I have my basmati rice. I'm just going to wash it right now, and kiddos food is ready. They're just eating their lunch, and I'm happy that I have the kitchen all to myself and I'm ready to keep cooking. Anyway, so what I have here is that I have this container that actually can cook your spices. I usually use it for like tea. That was before I got a teacup that has a strainer on it. So now I just use it for the cooking because I had picking on the spices after the rice is cooked. So I have cardamom, cinnamon, and some cloves in there, and I added some salt into my water, and I'm going to be sprinkling some oil into the water as well. I'm gonna let them boil before I add my rice. As you can see, my water has changed color into a little bit of caramel gold color. That shows that the spices has cooked and started infusing the flavor. I have my chicken here, and I added some ginger and garlic paste. I also sprinkled some salt, and now I'm adding my spices for biryani. This is just a ready-made pack of spice that you can find in any Asian store. So, and I also added some plain yogurt to marinate my chicken. Yogurt actually make your chicken really tender, and for this recipe I'm making for the biryani is really important. So I did not have a fresh coriander in my fridge we are actually on lockdown in Toronto. I don't like going out much, especially it's very cold. So I have some dry ones that I dried in my microwave, and I just use them to marinate my chicken. And I believe it's going to give me the same flavor with the fresh one, almost same. So my rice has boiled for about 5 to 7 minutes. I don't want to overcook it because for biryani rice you don't want to cook your rice too much. So I'm just going to be taking it off the stove, and what I have here is some onions. I am going to be frying them, and then we continue making our biryani. So this may not be the traditional way of making biryani, but it's slightly the same recipe, just that I am cooking in the faster way so that my family can get to eat lunch and dinner in a good timing. And so I'm showing all my steps on what I do and how I cook faster to just save my time. So I pour in my marination. This marination was supposed to be marinated for at least 3 hours. For the sake of this video and for the sake of me cooking for the family, just to save time, I did not have time to marinate it for that long. So that is why I'm going to wait until my chicken started cooking, the water will come out and all the juice will evaporate inside before I'm going to add my rice. So I forgot that I did not add the chicken seasoning. Usually the flavor of the marination spice is enough for the chicken, but we Africans and we always want that flavor to be beyond what is just in the sachet. So I added a little bit of more chicken seasoning. I have the remaining part of the chicken here, so I'm just spicing it up with some chicken seasoning, black peppers, some chili flakes, some salt. I'm just going to marinate it a little bit, and I'm going to start making another batch of chicken kind of sauce. So what I have here is just an oil in the pan, and I am adding my chicken. It's going to cook as well as fry at the same time, so it's just saving me time instead of me boiling it and then frying it. This is going to save me time, and then I'm going to have all the juice in one place. I'm not boiling the chicken separately. Everything is going to be fried in the oil. So this is the time I'm going to be adding my rice to steam on top of this chicken marinade or chicken with a soup. So I'm just adding my rice now, and I'm going to be covering the lid and let my rice to steam on top of the chicken. So at this point, I think my chicken is almost done. It's looking tender and it has fried a little bit. So what I have here is some tomatoes and some red bell peppers that I grinded earlier. I also added some ginger and garlic paste into my chicken, and I'm also adding that onions that we fried earlier before we start cooking the rice. Before I added my chicken into my pot, I put out some. So I just added everything back inside, and voila. This chicken, I'm just going to let it steam a little bit, and it is good to go. So the aroma of this rice is just getting all over my house now. It's so smelling beautifully and nice. So what I did was, instead of a fresh cilantro, I still added my dry cilantro on top of the rice, and I added some ghee butter. If you don't have ghee, you can actually just add normal butter or margarine on your rice. So remember, we add some oil while we were boiling the rice, but the rice will still be looking a bit of dry. So I like, naturally with this recipe, I like the ghee because it gives it a different kind of flavor and aroma. But if you don't have a ghee, don't stress it, just add some butter and your rice will be good and smooth to go. Our chicken is ready. As you can see, I let it to steam for some minutes and I turned off the flame, and now I'm taking it off from the pan. I believe at this point everything is ready. So I made the potatoes in the oven. It's still in there. I turn it off. Now I have this chicken ready, and I also have my rice biryani together with the chicken inside of it. So this dinner can be served in multiple different ways. I'm also just going to be cutting some green vegetables on the side just to be able to have some salad. So keep on watching and see the final touch of everything. Rice is good to go. I love the fact that this pot doesn't stick. It is not a non-stick, but it's more like a metal kind of pot. It is so amazing. I am so lucky and so glad to have this pot. Actually guys, I am thinking of filming my favorite kind of tools in my kitchen. What are my favorites and what I must have in my kitchen. I think it's going to be one of the videos you're going to be seeing soon on this channel. I am not promising anytime soon, but I'm sure I'm going to be filming that for you guys. I would love to show you everything that I love in my kitchen, my favorite stuff, and what I still looking forward to having. So this is the final touch, everyone. That is that chicken sauce that we made, looking beautifully sitting there. And here we have the potatoes and the carrots. We have some green vegetables, actually salads, eggs, tomatoes, and here I have that biryani rice. And this is what the lunch looks like. I had the rice, I had it together with a little bit of the potatoes and some carrot because I couldn't wait for dinner to eat the potatoes. And for a different kind of if you're going to be having dinner, then you can eat the carrots, the potatoes, and the sauce together. And for now here, I have the rice here and a little bit of the chicken. So I also mashed that rice that I told you that I will be making tuwo. This is an African way of having kind of like a mashed rice. We usually have this with the soup, but my daughter likes it in a different way. So she likes eating it with peanut butter and oil. Yep, that is my first daughter. So this is everything that I cooked today. I actually have about 4 or 5 meals, and this is my dinner plate. What I have was, I have some leftover jollof rice in my fridge, so I have about half a cup of jollof rice, and I have some potatoes with salad here. So I'm just going to be adding some dressing, and I'm going to add some protein, which is the chicken that we cooked earlier. So my dinner is complete. I have potatoes, I have greens, I have protein, I also have my carbs. So thank you so much everyone for joining me in this kitchen journey. Today I'm making food for my family. I will see you in the next video.